Starring in the movie Straight Talk, which is also the title of her new CD, which is right there. And she... Easy. Don't get out often, huh? Yes, I know. Oh, I see. I didn't see they opened the curtain yet. Anyway, she's going to be celebrating the 7th grand opening of Dollywood, her theme park, on April 25th and 26th. Would you welcome Miss Dolly Parton?
And to you at home. It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. 'Cause I've been looking for the sunshine, 'cause I ain't seen it in so long. But everything's gonna work out just fine, and everything's gonna be alright. It's been all wrong, but I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning, and everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom, and those clinging vines that had me bound, well, I don't need them, 'cause I am strong and I can prove it, 'cause I got my dreams to see me through. Hey, it's just a mountain, I can move it, and with faith and love, there's nothing I can't do. And I can see the light of a clear new morning, and I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear new morning. Everything's gonna be alright, gonna be okay. Oh, the mighty fine band and Howard Levy. Woo! Come on, help me out now. I can see the light of a clear blue morning, and I can see the light of a brand new day. Yes, I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. Are you singing, Johnny? I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. But I can see the light of a clear blue morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Good. Come on over, sit down. Yeah.
Get my thing.
Boy, don't you look snazzy tonight. They don't use that word anymore, do they?
No, snazzy is a good word.
Snazzy
These
is a
little
good
shorts
word.
are definitely snazzy.
I thought it was a dress, but they're shorts.
Well, these are little shorts, and this part's a dress, so it is snazzy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
And how are you doing?
doing good. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Well, I'm just great.
Did you ever consider, when I listen to you sing, going into the ministry? I'm serious.
Well,
you have that kind, you know.
I thought I was.
You know, in a way.
In a way. I'm out promoting something all the time, preaching about Dollywood or preaching about
What is that?
a
Now,
new
say it on the
movie
card.
I've
I
got
didn't
out.
understand that. Let me understand.
What?
See if I understand. You're celebrating the 7th grand opening. How can I have, what do you mean 7th grand
Well,
opening?
no,
Hasn't it opened already?
Well, we do every year. See, we close during the winter, and we
Yeah.
add a new edition while the winter months are, because we're not open, except for the Christmas festival that we
Right.
have in December. But we're going into our 7th year. It just seems
I
like
remember when you were here
yesterday.
talking
I
about
know it, first year. But we've done very, very well, and this year our new expansion is called Show Street. So we have a bunch of famous people like Burt Reynolds and Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
A bunch of our friends coming down, Ray Benson, and
Matter of fact.
yeah, and a bunch of folks coming from Nashville, Reba McEntire.
Do you have rides and everything?
Well, we have an amusement area. It's not an amusement park. It's a theme park. It's kind of like it's becoming more and more of a culture center all the time. It's got a lot of arts and crafts and wonderful shops, tons of music, and it's really a great place for the family and for kids. And see,
great.
I'm preaching now.
Yeah, yes you are. Yeah. And you convinced me. I'm healed.
And I want you to come down to Dollywood.
Glory, glory, yeah.
You calm
I
down
got carried
now.
away there for a moment. Now you're in a movie called Straight Talk.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you've been in movies before, but this is the first movie you're really carrying. The other movie, you were in concert with Jane Fonda and who am I leaving out? And Lily Tomlin.
And of course we had in Steel Magnolias. I worked with
Right.
Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah, and Olympia Dukakis.
Now you're kind of carrying
Julia
this movie all
Roberts,
by yourself as a movie
Sally
star.
Field. Well, that's what they say. I always felt like I was starring in the movies. I thought I was just in there with everybody else.
Well, I think with
I didn't know that I wasn't a star till now. They just said, this is the first movie you've ever starred in. I said,
Well, I think
what?
what they mean, the others are kind of in concert, you know, it's
I
a
do know
repertory
what
thing.
they mean, and I don't really feel like I'm carrying this one because I'm working with some wonderful people like James Woods and
Right.
Griffin Dunn and Michael Madsen. We have Philip Bosco and we have just Spalding Gray.
Yeah.
And tons of wonderful people. But it is a story about this girl from Arkansas that goes to the big city of Chicago, accidentally becomes a talk show radio host, and becomes famous overnight and starts giving all this down-home country advice. And it's kind of a sweet and fun movie. I think it's kind of uplifting, and it's a lot like my personality
Right.
as far as her simple approach to life and loving people.
People ever
and,
ask you for advice?
Oh, all the time.
About what?
About anything, everything. All of my life, people have always come to me, and even my parents come to me to ask me for personal and business advice. And I guess I'm just one of those people that you just feel like you can talk to.
Yeah.
If you can get me to shut up long enough, you figure I must know something.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how they get in there to ask a question.
Exactly. So talking.
Peter is going like this, which means, I assume, I've only been hanging around here for about 30 years, which is like I don't know. You have a little piece of film here.
Yes, I think that they're going to show a little clip from the movie, and I'm not certain, again, which one it is. They always send these over from the studio, and sometimes they tell us what they are, and sometimes
Well, we'll
they
find
don't.
out
So
ourselves.
we'll see, and then
Watch
I'll
the
tell you
monitor.
later.
This is some Straight Talk.
I am prepared to offer you your own program.
My own program?
It's 2 hours a day, 5 days a week at, what were we paying you?
$250.
I'm prepared to double that.
Double my salary and no reception work?
No reception work.
Hey, wait a minute. This says Dr. Shirley here.
Oh, right. The boss wants a doctor, so that's what you are. It's okay, go ahead and sign it. It's not important.
Of course it's important. It's not true.
Okay, $800 a week.
But it still says Dr. Shirley.
Listen. Captain Kangaroo wasn't really a captain. He wasn't even a kangaroo.
So for the end of the week, you'll become a doctor. Yeah.
So that, of course, is Griffin Dunn,
Yeah.
and that's when I first come from Arkansas and accidentally.
We were talking about you being a movie star when you were a little kid. Who did you like? Who did you go to see in the movies? I can remember whom I liked. And Bogart, Spencer Tracy, people like that.
You know, I didn't really grow up in the movies like a lot of you did because we lived way back in the mountains and we had a drive-in movie. The first movie I ever saw was Robert Mitchum in a movie called Thunder Road. You remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's an old movie, but the reason we went to see it is the first movie that any of my family had ever seen, and Daddy loaded us up in a pickup truck, and we all went to this drive-in, and we all piled out and listened and watched this movie because it was about
it was a story about a boy from up that part of the country that used to run moonshine whiskey. And
Right.
so it was based on a real true story of people that our family knew. So everybody in the whole county was going. So I thought that Robert Mitchum was the only star.
The drive-ins
there
are
was.
kind of, I guess they're all phased out now, aren't they? They don't have many drive-ins.
They hardly ever have them. Every now and then, as we travel around the country in concerts, going through little towns on our buses, we'll see a drive-in movie. And they're fun. I kind of miss them. I used to do a lot of necking in the...
What's it? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was what you did. It was the only way you could get away from your parents.
Did you know about things like that when you were growing up? I mean...
Did I?
Yeah, you know about...
Well, I always knew about things like that.
Well, I mean, we had to learn from somewhere.
What, the kissing and
Kissing
necking?
and necking, sure.
Well, well, I guess I was always fascinated. I always loved
Yeah.
boys, and boys always loved me.
I can see why.
And,
Yeah, seemed to be a mutual
I was
attraction.
very affectionate, but it was always just romantic. It was just the thing you did, especially in our part of the country. When we were teenagers, we didn't have a chance to really, get out that much. And
Yeah.
so when you did go, you went to the drive-in
And that-
movie, and then you went to the Tasty Freeze after and
Sure.
drove around and around
Wow.
and around. And those old days are over, and I kind of miss them, but they live in my memory.
What's new with you in the tabloids? I mean, you're in there every other week.
The
Anything I've
tabloids.
missed this week?
I don't know what they had this week. I think there was a prediction in one of the tabloids today. Somebody was telling me backstage, just said that I was going to choke on a pigeon feather in Dollywood at the opening. Of course, it's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I thought, but it was true. That was one of the predictions. It was fun, but of course, you know the whole thing they've had about me supposedly being ill from an implant leak
I've
or
heard
something.
that.
Yeah. Well, that's been like a great big deal, and I mean, but it's not true. I'm perfectly fine. I just keep having these visions of me, like just having a blowout and just start spinning around the room. Some inflatable doll. Like one of your love dolls. No, I'm
That would
serious.
kind of be like the Baldwin Dam collapse, wouldn't it?
But they always have all these things to say,
Yeah.
but it's not true. I'm perfectly healthy.
Okay, I got to sell something here.
Oh, okay.
The Tonight Show welcomes our new sponsor, Century 21 Real Estate Corporation. When buying or selling a home, call your Century 21 office. We are back, finally. Record sold out. What do you do? We're talking with Dolly Parton. Most people think because somebody is a celebrity, they're in the public eye, they don't go out and do normal things, shopping and so forth. Do you do any of that stuff at all? Or do you have people do it?
Well, I have people
You have to
to
go
do
shopping for
some of
groceries.
it.
You go do it?
Well, I love to grocery shop. It's hard for me to get out, I don't really like to shop for clothes or anything, but
Yeah.
I love to eat and I love to cook, and I usually love to go to the supermarkets when I can, and so I usually go late at night.
Yeah.
Like we have supermarkets at home that stay open all night, so I'll go around midnight or 12, because we stay up late when I'm home, and
You do?
so, yeah. So we watch you, and then we go to the store.
That's good. Somebody told me you go camping, fishing, something you like to do?
Well, a lot of people are always curious about what I do for fun and recreation, because it seems like I'm working all the time, and I've just been all over television the last month. I'm about ready to, to...
Who do you go camping and fishing with?
Well, my husband and I have always
Are you really
had
married?
this camper.
Now, you've been coming here for years.
Well-
I never see this guy.
Well, I hardly ever
Carl,
see him
isn't it?
either. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's Carl.
There is a
Dean.
Carl.
There is a Carl.
Okay.
And we've been married for 26 years this May.
You're kidding. Carl,
But
I
we've
don't mean to
always-
embarrass you. Carl keeps a low profile,
Well, he
doesn't he?
certainly does. He does not like all the commotion of show business.
Yeah.
He likes to stay home and watch it on television and listen to the radio. He kind of likes to go on trips 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So we've always had a camper, and we always travel around. And we don't camp. We don't stop at campgrounds. We usually stop at little old flop hotels and go in
Yeah.
and clean up and kind of make our rounds again. But we have a place on the lake. We like to kind
that's
of get
great.
out and fish. So I try to have a good, well-balanced life. And most of the stuff I like to do when I ain't working
You seem to got
is
it all in perspective. Things are going so well for you.
well, I'm a happy girl. I should be happy.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to make a good living at what I love to do, so that's
that's
a good
more than
feeling.
that.
You should know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you for coming. I know you can't stay with us tonight. I hope your movie is a big hit for you.
Well,
Straight
thank
talk.
you. But you know what? I've been promoting that movie for a long time. I didn't come to promote the movie, although I'm glad we mentioned that. But I came because I wanted to be sure and be with you before you left, because you know how I love you, and I really think that you have played a big part in my success, because it was on your show that I got my first shot at a lot of big-time television. Remember the song I wrote for you one time?
Yeah, I sure do.
But someday you have it, and you can show it on one of your
Yeah.
shows. But if you ever would do specials and things, you know that I'll always be there for you. Because,
Isn't that nice? I'll give
and
you a
we're
call.
going to miss you.
You have to run? Okay.